Alright, good morning. A little bit early today. Alright. I wasn't actually thinking that I would stay this far in deep Rock Galactic, but I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time indeed. I don't know if I'm... Oh, we want to do warnings. Look at that. Or the perks. Wait, complete 6 egg hunts? Oh, I probably just completed, so I need to complete more, yeah. 4 weapon overclocks. Complete 1 hazard 5 missions. Oh. Oh. Alright. There's a lot of stuff to do. Graded driller. In 5 levels as the scout? Wait. Oh, I'm level 13? Alright, what are we doing? Assignment board. M1000. Nice. We've got to do the weekly as well. I mean, I like the scout, maybe not in the escort quest. So maybe someone else, maybe the gunner. Since the gunner is lowest level, or the driller.
Rounds of depleted uranium.
Now let's go with the gunner. And we can upgrade the minigun. Cooling rate, like that. Rate of fire, nope. Base spread. Ooh. Yeah, I like that.
Been working my ass off to get this.
Oops. What else do we have here? Resupplier or sprint speed? Let's go with sprint speed, I suppose. Like that. Ooh, regenerate faster. Oh, but it has a longer delay. I don't like a longer delay, no. Carry capacity.
Mod time is fun time.
Oops. Yeah, I think this is fine. Maybe not hazard 3, no. Alright, no one was there, so... Yeah, let's host public. Oh yeah, protect drill dozer 1700 and 425 for the collect holomite. So the collect holomite is not very...
Drop pod is ready. Time to leave.
That is not the biggest deal, right? Mission in progress. Alright, it's only us. Only me. Oh. Alright, we have a pistol.
We have detected an Omeran Heartstone in the region.
I don't
Your job
remember
will be
what
to
that
escort and
thing
maintain
does.
the autonomous drill dozer as it homes in on the Heartstone. Buckle up, team.
Oh, the shield generator and the zipline launcher. How many ziplines? Oh, not a lot. What am I doing? Unpack.
Stand clear of the landing zone, team. Drill dozer coming in.
Oh, actually, yeah, I was gonna change that. The controls. Toggle the terrain scanner. Oh, what's the key for laser pointer? It doesn't say. Wait. Wait, was that the problem I had? Oh. Wait. No? Options became weird, didn't they? Laser pointer. Alright, the terrain scanner is the map. No, I don't want to toggle any of the things. Alright, so we're looking for Holomite, I suppose.
Back's full. Can't carry anymore. Just take your sweet time, old lady. I've got all day. I'm totally loaded.
I've got all day. Yep.
Down the hatch.
Oh, right, no. Do I want to climb up here? Sure, I might as well. Not in any super rush. Can get some extra gold.
No more room. Time for deposit.
Where? Ah, here we go. Wait, nothing of the thing that we needed? That's not Holomite. No. Ah. Alright, so the Holomite is just
Back's full. Come here.
small fuckers, eh?
Donkey time.
Roadrunner says, "Hi, I'm back. Oh, nice to see you again, Roadrunner. How are you doing today?" Life treating you well? Alright, looks like no more of that close by. Could climb up there and look, but nah, let's just move. No, actually, let's move. Let's move! I have the quests going on.
Drill dozer operational and homing in on the Hearthstone.
Man, I was reading a little bit about, just a little bit about libertarianism, and that was what it was called, right? And anarcho-capitalism yesterday. I was wondering, like, why didn't I do that on stream yesterday?
Approaching the drill dozer. Defend it or die trying.
Alright, I'm looking for the Holomite. Ooh, some gold. Whoa. Oh. Is this thing taking damage? Don't remember what this grenade was. Missed a lot of loot, I think. Oh, wait, the grenade was... Can I cancel it? Nope. It's looking good. Runner says that life is pretty good, actually. Nice. I purchased additional goods from Amazon and I'm seeking additional products for my consumption. Yeah, that makes one feel good, right? New stuff, getting new stuff. I like getting new stuff. Wonder where that feeling come from.
Refill the fuel canisters mounted on its back. Use the canisters to extract any nearby oil shale, and we'll have the drill dozer operational again in no time.
Molly carries minerals, and we shoot bugs.
I'm guessing new tools helps you better, like from an evolutionary standpoint. I'm thinking new tools, new stuff makes you do whatever you want to do in a better manner, like succeeding more in doing, fulfilling your goals. That word I'm looking for? I don't know. Yeah, but that makes sense. Getting new stuff. Okay, where's the thing?
Wait, we're forgetting the dozer. The bugs are swarming the red eye. Little Dottie fixed.
No, says everything I have bought today are all need to have, not want to have, but it still feels good to have them, to get them. Yeah. Actually, I have that a couple of times. I've had that feeling that I've had need to have stuff. I just felt bad getting. well, that I did not enjoy getting. That has happened to me as well. 'Cause most of the time it feels good getting stuff. I need to find some of the stuff. Where's the stuff? Oh,
We need to fix Doretta.
there's some stuff. Alright. Man, I missed the scout now. I don't see anything. No, the owner says that... Yeah, like today I bought mouse killing supplies. Oh, must be a good feeling getting rid of the mice. Well,
Protect the drill dozer. It's being attacked by
protecting
wildlife.
yourself from mice? Please fill this up before I need to go kill the bugs. No.
Help me protect the dozer.
That was close.
Got it. Fix.
Alright, it seems like
The drill dozer. Protect and
whatever happens when they attack, like, it doesn't matter if they attack from this side or wherever they attack from. It seems like this side always starts taking the damage, which is fine. That's actually, I like that setup, I suppose. We got some over there. No says, I also heard that mice do not like peppermint, so I bought peppermint oils and a diffuser. Nice. The bonus is that peppermint smells good. It does indeed.
here. Have a bullet in the fight.
Very nice. Oh, this mission type is super frustrating to play solo.
Doretta is purring like a kid.
Will they show up on the map? Wait, what's this? Oh, that's the thing I need to pick up. It doesn't seem to show up on the map. What about if we just go straight back? Got a lot of stuff up here, yeah, up here. This probably works. Here we go. Gonna fill that easy enough.
Canister ready for refuel.
No donor says, I don't exactly believe in aromatherapy when it comes to magical healing. But when it comes to mice, I think it's a good idea.
Fuel canister in place.
Yeah, good idea. Magical healing, no. Building a comfortable environment for yourself? is good for your health, I would say. But not, like, if that makes sense. Right. I don't do any aroma therapy myself. Like, I don't do any bubble baths myself either, but I, like, for people that... Yeah, you understand. Stress reducent. If it's stress reducent, then it's good for your health. But I wouldn't go any further than that. I would not. Wait, where was the other one? Oh, it's far up there. Whoa.
Jaw dropping.
And I just threw this thing far away. Wonder if I can even reach this. Uh-oh. Oh, we're fine. Ah, got something over here. Means I don't have to climb. Hope it's gonna be enough. I mean,
This canister is full. Gotta
if
get
it turns
to
out that the mice don't like peppermint, then win-win. Good idea indeed. And if it doesn't work out, well, then you've tried, you've learned something new, so still worthwhile, a worthwhile effort, I would suppose. Wait,
Canister in.
I didn't see...
Fueled and ready to go.
I didn't see any mining stuff. Alright, so let's just go. We're at 19 out of 25. Find more.
Bulldozer is en route to the Hearthstone. Expect heavy
Not owner says, I guess if it makes you feel better or reduces stress, then yeah, that makes sense. But like you said, that's not what you said. You said not magical healing, right? And that's not what it is. It's good for your health,
swarm. Please remember that the
but
bulldozer is top
like,
priority.
to paraphrase Tim Minchin. What's it again? You know what they call alternative medicines that have been... No. Do you know what they call stuff that has been proven to... Ah, fuck, I don't remember. Like, there are stuff that has been proven to work. And those things are called medicine. Like, alternative medicine is just nonsense. That's me paraphrasing. Damn it. Love me some Tim Minchin, though.
I got the tri-jaw.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. Then he says... However, people exaggerate the healing abilities to the extreme. Yeah.
I have a good feeling about this.
Snake oil salespeople, right? People selling snake oil. People getting tricked by snake oil salesmen. Oh, I didn't even know someone joined.
For rock and stone.
Nice. Rock and stone.
Boom, baby. Rock and stone.
Alright.
No
Node owner says, no, in quotes, known for its ability to reduce muscle and joint aches, improve digestion and freshen breath. This versatile and antimicrobial essential oil. Oh man, essential oil.
Has reached the target. The
What does that even mean?
our readings, but we expect heavy pressure when the drilling commences.
Sounds, yeah. Snake oil. Essential oil? It's must have for your medicine cabinet. For centuries, people have harnessed the power of peppermint essential oil for its medicinal properties. It has been proven to relieve fibromyalgia symptoms, I don't even know what that is, increase energy and performance, help with seasonal allergies, and kill bad breath. Try it internally, topically, or in a diffuser. Yeah. No. That's... Just no.
Supplies are on the way.
Where is that damn you?
Secondary objective completed. Fine job. Nitro's been withdrawn and supply pod is inbound.
People selling snake oil. I mean, I wish there were people selling it not as snake oil. You know, the voting with your wallet deal. Oh, I don't need ammo just yet.
Deep Rock seriously
I
needs to
need the
invest in
damn
some
minecart
better
on
lighting
this.
up.
Where is it?
Yeah, let's get some ammo.
Ready to kill some more crates.
That guy in mission control, he really has a cozy job.
And now we can go.
Extraction commencing.
No, Donner says I like how they
Stay alert, team.
pepper in extraordinary claims. I like how they pepper in extraordinary claims with common sense facts. There is no such thing as common sense facts. To make the claim seem more valid. Yeah. That's typical snake oil strategies, right?
The dozer's just broken through the crust of the Omeran.
Glow strangely as the battery stays on.
Repairing. I mean, not all snake oil salespeople are scammers, right? A lot of people believe what the bullshit that they're claiming, like their bullshit claims, right? Yeah. People are easily manipulated or fooled.
Swarm detected. Keep the drill dozer
Part of
operational at
what's
all
being
costs.
human is all about, I suppose.
The drill dozer is at the halfway point. Keep it running.
Getting easily fooled.
Contact. Lock and load.
Loretta, heal. Grabbing evidence.
Bring it back! Dozer,
Gotta protect Loretta. I can heal Loretta. Here we go. Note owner says in the description there was a lady who put it on her skin and it made her skin problem worse.
A little further and we're done.
She left her product a bad review, lol. Yeah. I mean, I suppose since there is so much snake oiling going on,
To keep the drill dozer running at full capacity, you need to keep it clear of bugs.
Right.
Also, we got an incoming swarm.
I guess I suppose that people get to see that review is a good thing. Her believing that it would help. Not very fun like that.
Watch out!
Getting more ammo.
Drill dozer fix! I'm taking some of the ammo.
And it's sad that people get fooled like that.
I was born ready.
Say there's no such thing as common sense, so like would not blame her, or maybe not even the people that fooled her. Still though. Oh,
The drill dozer served its purpose. The Heartstone is ours.
drill dozer.
We wrap up the mission.
Time to go. Nice. Note owner says snake oil is worse than being non-effective. It actually harms people both directly, like the example above, and indirectly because they're wasting their time not seeking real treatment. Yeah. I agree. Totally.
Good work. Sending in the drop
I
pod.
think it's sad. Sad indeed. Wonder how many people has like died because of snake oil salesmen. I mean, some have.
Drop pod has arrived. The mule has been called back. Drop pod departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
Bloody hell, you're hot to kill!
This way.
You better hurry!
Ooh, that hurt. And I missed. Oh, that's a bullseye though.
In T-minus 4 minutes.
Just some extra nitro. Wonder if he's waiting on me. Alright. Yes, he is. I need to be better at pressing that button.
Come on. We have
Mule is secured. Initiating launch sequence. Rock Galactic, thanks you for your good work. Drop pod will leave with or
Why?
without you.
Here we go. Now we can go.
Good work. We're pulling you
Nice, good work. No, says what's even worse is when folks attribute the snake oil as being the cure to their ailment when it would have gotten better on its own anyways. They then go on to recommend it to other people and continue using it themselves. Yep. That's why anecdotal evidence is not evidence. Right? I've argued that before, right? Anecdotal evidence is not reliable. It feels reliable when it's your anecdote, something you lived through.
Good job. Weapon license upgraded. Good choice. If precision is your thing, then I'm fairly convinced you're going to like.
Hot potato!
Alright, so where's this weapon? Probably in here, right? For the... oh. For the scout.
I don't so much scout as make this operation possible.
Here we go, yeah. It is a different weapon for the scout. Oh, it's like a... ooh. Yes, I want to purchase this immediately. Is the dude still here, by the way? Rock and stone?
We fight for rock and stone!
Alright, and we take expanded ammo bags or damage. That's a lot of ammo. There's a lot of damage.
This mod better be worth it.
I mean, that happens, right? We get... It's not easy being human. Common sense is not a real thing, right? Focus faster when holding down the trigger. Or spread per shot. Probably less spread. And recoil.
Just a mod for me.
Focused... oh, right. That's not a lot of damage, it's a little bit. Whip size? Let's try with focus damage.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Max penetration? Ooh, I like that. Do like penetration. Hehe. Nordhunter says, I don't totally understand what brings people to believe in magic and distrust science, except narcissism, thinking you know better. Well, it's been raised, right? You've been raised that way. Like, you've probably heard kids saying, oh, my dad could beat your dad up. Or like kids in school saying, my dad told me that, and refusing to believe what the teacher tells them because their parents told them. Right? That's what they've learned. We create a worldview, and like we have a worldview. We get that from just growing up. And when stuff happen that doesn't fit that worldview, it is... I'm using a too strong a word for it, but it's like a traumatic thing. Because people identify with their worldview, right? This is the world that I find myself in. You claiming different, it's not what like, they don't believe you. Okay, if you believe in God, right? If you have like a Christian sensibility about you, and you do believe in God and say that, well, the Bible is literally true, it literally happened, all of it. I'm taking that extreme example just to try to view how I see the psychology, right? It's that you truly do believe it. Then the idea of evolution, for example, which is one of science's best ideas, right? Best theories, that it clashes with. They are not compatible. right? And people take the path of least resistance. They're like, they do believe it. And we are convinced, right? We're a social creature on top of that. So not only do our parents teach us stuff, our teachers teach us stuff. Like, I know a lot of stuff I learned in school that has, since then, it's not really valid anymore. And we generate our own ideas with kids and as kids stuff as well. And then we have charismatic people. We're a social creature, so when charismatic people tells us that this is the truth, we tend to believe them. Like, there's 3 parts to rhetoric. One of them is logos. I don't know if you've read rhetorics. There's 3 main legs that rhetoric stands on to make a successful, being a successful speaker. There is logos, which is what we like the science and the word and the thought, making that all fit together, making it look rational. Making it look rational, right? Our instinctive sensibilities are sometimes to make logical fallacies, like personal biases. That just happens. But there is also pathos, which is just the emotion. How does it make you feel? Right? If the peppermint makes you feel good and your cold goes away, then you make that false attribution, right? It's an emotional thing. Or if someone tells you a very interesting anecdote, that anecdote can be convincing because you feel empathy for the person. Like, that's not necessarily narcissism, right? If you feel empathy towards someone, your trust towards that person increases. And we have ethos, which is like authority. Right, most people, if someone has like a lab coat on them or like another authority-looking uniform, people tend to trust what they say more. That's like always, if you look at commercials for any snake oil, right? Or dentistry or whatever, usually the people that says, use this toothpaste, it's better than all the other toothpastes, they usually have a white coat on them. Because that is how we people work. We trust people that seem to know what they're talking about. Authoritative figures. There we go. Authoritative figures. So, that's some reasons why people do believe in magic. Because other people told them so. Also, path of least resistance, right? Alright, I've got a new shiny weapon that we're gonna try out. Does that make sense, Node Runner? There is this... what's it called again? We've looked at that before. There's a super fun study about that. It's different length. Is that enough? The Ash conformity experiment. Method. Yeah, you show this. You show this ABC. You put it on a line, like show it to some people. And you pretty much ask them, are they the same length? And if you ask, like, let's see, 7 people, 7 actors, all of them saying, yeah, they're the same length. It's something like that. And then one actual subject. The subject will tell you that they are the same length if everybody else do. And they also do report after being told, not all of them, right? It's a scale. Some people, not all people. Right? Yeah. Right. In the actual condition also the majority of participants remained correct. 63%. That's not everybody, right? That's not even close to everybody. And if I remember, people do still claim that they, like after they've been told what happened, people will still claim, well, they look the same length to me, even though they have been informed what happened. Some people do that, right? Alright, overall 75% of participants gave at least one incorrect answer out of the 12 critical trials. Ash put it this way, that intelligent, well-meaning young people are willing to call white black is a matter of concern. Yeah, they tried different things, right? Getting people to say that white is black? It's humanity. It's how we work. Colgate in on tap shows up. Good morning, Colgate in on tap. How are you doing today? One could say that every bum is an incel. Bum is a homeless person, right? I'm not sure about that. Like, if you have a community of homeless, well, yeah, I've met bums before that were not incels. They were sleeping with other people just fine. Dating? I don't know.
I have big plans for you, Bosco. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Bosco. Maybe there's a lot of narcissistic tendencies as well, Node Runner, right? That you trust your own perspective first, because that is the perspective that you have, right? Maybe, like, calling that narcissistic might even consider that a little bit unfair. Like people trusting their own eyes and trusting their own experiences. I wouldn't necessarily blame people for doing that, no. Oh, I heard this. There is this quote: extraordinary claims requires extraordinary evidence. Yeah. Extraordinary claims need extraordinary evidence. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Much better. Oh yeah. Modification bot.
That is because people, when people have an idea, when you first get an idea, it's difficult to change from that idea. Maybe time for a new mission, new assignment. Weekly or mineral trading? What do we get from the weekly? Let's see here. Get ready to do overtime. What's the level of incursion on Hox? Well, what's the level of incursion on Hoxes increasing? Management has introduced a weekly priority assignment system to combat the growing workload. It means more jobs done for the company and hefty dividends paid out to the dedicated employees taking on these priority tasks. This is as close as we'll get to a win-win scenario around here, miners. Get on it. Regards, management. Completion rewards. We complete it, we get extra credits, and we get a random crafting mineral. I feel like doing these are more important then. Scout 15. Oh, we get another weapon for the scout if we get it to level 15. What is that? What does that mean? Oh, this I need to be level 10 for the new hazard level. I'm still behind on the hazard levels though. All right, so let's get the scout to level 15. Let's do this first. Start assignment. Mineral Trading Network. Oh, I think we read this yesterday. So let's start this assignment. Murderer's Inferno. What's this? Collect 200 Morkite and 20 bowler caps. Anyone doing this? Don't want to do hazard 4. Don't feel comfortable with it. Do I care about ping? Oh. That's in China. That is quite far away. Yeah, let's not go that far away. I mean, it's a short mission and it has no cave complexity. Maybe going up to dangerous. Nah, let's do this. I'm a lazy. No, I'm not like paying full attention to the game at all times, so having a little bit easier game mode works out for me, since it is a like it's getting less and less stressful, but there is still a timed component that it requires attention. Ooh, bowler cap.
So be on your guard. Scanners indicate particularly rich veins.
Oh right, and now we can do this again. Lovely. Alright, so we can charge this shot. Was that it?
You're cute, but you're dead.
Get all this stuff.
Flares up.
Nope. Damn it. Well, this is probably the way we're going. golden loot bug? Wow. That's new.
I killed a loot bug, and I'm not so proud.
Alright, get over here.
I called for the mule.
There's even more gold over here. Yeah. Alright, so what about just a single shot? It does not kill. So holding it does double damage, yeah. Do like that.
Loot bug, open.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I had one. Felt like there was one important question when reading about libertarianism. As far as I understood it, like there is the philosophical concept of libertarian free will. But to me, like the politics doesn't really need that concept at all.
I got the deposit. Lights up.
Am I like? Because that would be silly, right? Because the libertarian idea of free will is just nonsense. But as far as I understood it, it's not required. But it didn't become clear from my reading. Like, is there like some logical aspects that requires free will, or? Well, no. I mean, probably people use the argument of free will to argue for libertarianism, but it's not required. That's probably what happens. It's probably tired. I could have figured that out all on my own.
I'm wondering if fighting bugs and moving dirt is the best way to make a living.
Alright, I think I'm done in here. And we're out.
I need the mule right here, right now.
Attention, new miner inbound.
Let's rock and roll.
Take that! Rock and roll and stone!
Rock and roll and stone. Mr. Seriosity? Lovely name.
Light is up.
Colgate on tab says, was it inspiring this time? No. It's more...
I'm full. Where's Molly?
Like people who identify as incels, it has been...
Time to find Molly.
There's been just a lot of looking at the other sex and not liking them. Like that's the discussions I've heard around incels. So just saying because someone has had a sucky life and become homeless, calling them an incel, like just because they became homeless, they have to hate women. And if you just take the word literally to mean involuntary celibate, then it doesn't make sense, right? People have sex all over the place. There's loot? Wait, where is there?
snooze, you lose.
We're going this way? Yes, we're going this way. So either it was just... it didn't make sense to me, or it was being offensive. I found... wait, no. This... did he start digging? A little bit more to the left, I think. And we're through.
Greenbeard met his end here. Lost equipment here.
Flame loot. Pneumatic. New pickaxe part recovered. Nice. Had some jadits as well. Very nice.
Sorely hungry today. Did I hear a rockin' stone? Yeah, rockin' stone.
I did hear a rock and stone. Oh, Colgate on tab says it's making sense, necessary for being inspirational. No.
Let there be light. Everyone, can I get some attention?
Whoops. I mean, you can get inspired by, like, I often get inspired from disagreement, right? When something does not make sense to me, I can find that inspiring, right? It inspires me to make sense of the thing, whatever the thing is, right?
I needed that.
What is the battery pack good for? Oh, you pick it up?
One sentry gun ready to be built. Ready to shoot. Assembling.
Swarm on a direct intercept course. Get ready.
Whoa!
Out of here. Lighting up.
Wait, where's the other one? I'm not seeing it.
Swarm! Repeat, swarm!
Oh man. That hurt. That hurt indeed.
Lighting up.
Hang in there. The wave is almost
Reloading.
over. Dispatch whatever's left.
No. Come on, let's remove the shield. No? Is it gone? How did I not hit that thing? I think I got it.
I can't carry anymore.
No, oh man. We've got a big fucking health bar up there. Hmm.
You think this is snack time?
Stand back, supply pod inbound.
Damn it. I'm gonna die again. Yep.
Supply pod is here. Everybody connect up unit. Feeling much better. Getting supply.
Still alive. Finally.
Light is up.
Restart? Hold E. Alright. Might as well take some ammo.
Where do all these minerals go?
Colgate Innotap says I got €5 reparation for having mold in quark. Wait. I don't understand. You got what for what?
Down the hatch.
€5 reparation for having mold in quark? Confused. I think kids these days, Colgate Innotap continues, would say stonks in a situation like this. Oh, you got €5 for something. Mold? I would probably not say that. Mold is not really good for you. Well, I suppose it can go either way.
Making a deposit.
Repair cargo crate? Sure. I'm repairing. Noderunner asks, what's your favorite chocolate? Man. I don't eat sugar anymore, so I don't eat chocolate.
I want to punch the guy
Oh
in
man,
R&D who programmed
that's
Molly.
probably the thing I miss the most. Chocolate. Oh, I miss chocolate. Yeah. I miss it. It's so tasty.
Warm up. I'm not scared of you. Zippity. Lights up.
What is this? Shiny place?
Light.
Colgate in on tap says, I made a reclamation about mold. What is a quark? What is a quark then? A quark is something super small. Like, that's the only time I've heard about, about quarks is in like physics about the small stuff.
Some free space.
Well, how do you get mold in that? It's confusing. It's confusing me.
Lighting. Loot bug popped.
Alright. There is sugarless chocolate. That's probably your favorite chocolate. And yeah, I have tried that and it was super tasty, but I went a little bit mental on it. Right, because my not eating sugar thing, I'm trying to have it be like a behavioral thing, right? So me eating candy, even though there's no sugar in it. Like I don't eat crisps either, right? For the same reason, because eating snacks in general is what I try to avoid rather than actually just avoiding sugar. Well, that's my strategy to avoid sugar. Is to not eat snacks.
Lighting.
That makes sense? But yeah, I did try to eat some sugarless, well, not completely sugarless, but like not a lot of sugar in it. And that was tasty as fuck because yeah, I was missing chocolate. Oh, hello Adventure 95. How are you doing today? Have I been down here already? I think so, yeah. He's over here, so
Force is about to get bigger. Dwarf inbound.
Mama. If you
I don't even know where we're going.
you ain't coming home. By the beard.
For Carl!
By the beard for Carl. Adventure 95 say, I get the sickly sweet feeling from chocolate, caramel and whipped cream very easily. Or like it grows in your mouth or whatever. And yeah, I've started doing that, right? From time to time, I break my rule and I eat some sugary stuff. Like I had some chocolate balls
There is gold here.
like a week ago. Something like that. I got a little mental about that as well. So I had 3 of them, I think. Yeah, 3 of them. And the first was fine, but I did get that
My grandpa
sickly
told me they
sweet
used real
feeling,
mules
yeah.
back in the day, keeping up the tradition.
It was too much, too much. Which is weird because before I stopped eating sugar, I could eat like 20, no problem. Well, that was hyperbole, I think. I think 20 would have been would have become an issue. But 10, I could have eaten 10, no problem. Now 3 was a big problem.
We're in a tight schedule here.
Down the hatch. Leave no dwarf behind.
Note says you can have chocolate with sweeteners or unsweetened chocolate. Yeah, I was eating unsweetened chocolate, just like with just a tiny bit of,
Combat positions. The swarm is here.
Like that.
just a tiny bit of sugar in it. But then again, that's breaking the rules I'm going by, right?
Loot bug down.
Of not eating snacks.
Slow down, please.
No, Donna says, I know that sickly sweet feeling. Feels like diabetes. Oh man. Diabetes gotta suck.
Lighting up.
Keep fighting, team. You're almost through the wave.
Colgate on tap links. Dairy products? Wait. What are we talking about here? Oh! Quark is a dairy. Curd cheese. Oh! I didn't know it was called quark like this in English. Man. In Swedish we call it kvarg. I'm pretty sure, yeah, kvarg. I didn't know what it was in English. I've never heard that before. Learned something new. Yeah, you got your money back. That is what happens. I don't know if that stonks. Not really. Oh. Maybe it didn't cost €5.
Take off! I need to deposit in the mill. Molly, come here.
Objective completed. Press the button on the mule when you're ready. We'll send the drop pod to get you up.
Hold on, it says we call it cottage cheese. I don't think it's exactly the same as cottage cheese. No donor. Yeah, I don't think it's cottage cheese. It's not the same thing. Never heard the word quark before in regards to dairy products. Colgate Tap says my father's parents dropped most of carbohydrates, and they make sometimes sugarless chocolate. Yeah, have been thinking about that as well, but
Let there be light.
again, my strategy is not eating candy.
Molly. Need to get my pickaxe shopping.
Secondary objective has been achieved. Bonus will be transferred to your accounts on mission completion.
It didn't cost €5. Reparations are usually worth more than the original product when they mess up. Oh, nice. Yeah, of course, €5 for that would be insanely overpriced. Well, I don't know how much you bought, but
Drop pod en route. Hang in there.
so that's the stonks. That's the stonks thing then. Just
Drop pod arrived. Mule is returning to LZ. Drop pod
making a
departing
profit
LZ
on
in
getting
5
moldy
minutes.
food. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Wait. Yep, this is gonna hurt. I'm still alive though. Where are we going? This way. Ah, here we go.
Rock and roll!
Rock and stone.
Rock and stone.
Light is up. Lighting.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4
And I'm
minutes.
super happy with this new gun. I'm probably gonna stop using the charged shot. Yeah. Probably just gonna go ham.
Need more ammo.
Wait. Where are we going? Oh.
Cargo crate here.
Cargo crate. Oh yeah, we did open that.
Getting more ammo. Pop the looper. Let's get the minerals.
Great landing.
Pod departing in T-minus 3
Where is it
minutes.
going? Over there. Hmm. Oh, that's a lost helmet.
One down.
So what were you doing? Scanning them like this, just like that? And then there should be... Oh, it's way over there. Nice.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 2 minutes.
Oh, and someone marked lost equipment.
The mule's been successfully retrieved. Make it snappy, team. The drop pod won't hang around forever.
Oh, that hurt. Oh, but this is the one we found earlier. Pretty sure.
See you, suckers.
Rock and stone.
Come on, guys.
Let's
Rock and
bring it
stone.
home.
God damn it, there's a pebble in my boot.
There's a pebble in my boot, eh?
Rock
And we're leaving.
Retrieving escape pod.
No Donner says I ordered sugar-free Gatorade from Amazon and it came in a leaking package. They sent me another free Gatorade package and I was able to salvage most of the bottles from the leaking package. That was stonks free Gatorade. Nice. I only had to deal with a small leaky mess. No Donner asks, why do I drink Gatorade? It has electrolytes in it. I drink it to prevent cramping. Nice. How does it taste? Well, electrolytes. I'm not even sure what that is and what it's good for. Electrolyte. I think this is something that I probably
Mission complete.
should have looked at. No.
We
Wait here.
rock.
An electrolyte is a substance that produces electrically conducing solution when dissolved in a polar solvent, such as water. The dissolved electrolyte separates into... I mean... This was not what I was looking for. I was looking for... I don't... okay, sure. This... A lot of words that I don't understand here. Quest Eternal. Hello, Quest Eternal. Nice to meet you. He says, no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river and he is not the same man. Nice. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Milestone completed.
I can get behind that indeed. What's this? It resistance to all elemental damage. I like that. No donor says it tastes rather good. Nice. Check the second paragraph. Oh. In medicine, electrolyte replacement is needed when a person has prolonged vomiting or diarrhea and as a response to strenuous athletic activity. Commercial electrolyte solutions are available, particularly for sick children, such as oral rehydration solutions, and sports drinks. Electrolyte monitoring is important in the treatment of anorexia and bulimia. Oh, interesting. And for you had problems with cramping, and it helped you with your cramping. I did have problems with cramping. Like I have had it from time to time. Maybe this is something that I should have looked into? I suppose. Active. Go berserk for 10 seconds, during which you get a boosted melee damage and a lightning fast power attack recharge. 10-minute cooldown. Activate by pressing both of them. Nah, that sounds boring. Where is that quote from, Quest Eternal? Is that like initially like Confucius or something like that? Like I've heard it plenty of times. And I mean, it also, it depends on identity, right? One could argue against that. You could argue that it is the same river, even though it's not the same water. Just the same way that you could argue that it is the same identity, even though it's not the same atoms. That's the ship of Theseus, right? We've been talking about that. A ship of Theseus. Ship of Theseus is a thought experiment that raises the questions of whether an object that has all of its components replaced remains fundamentally the same object. Yeah, removing all the ships, like all the planks from a ship one by one, it still has the same name. Same with the river. The river will still have the same name and we identify it as such, just like we do with people, right? We do identify people as being the same. Colgate InnoTap says, quite surprised that they gave €5 and so quickly. It was Valio. They are pretty close to a monopoly, so I didn't expect them to care about troubles of sporadic customers. Of course they do. That's a value... yeah, valued approach. Yeah, value approach. Doing that makes a lot of sense. Do I want to start reviving people faster? That actually seems quite good. Sprint boost? Depositor. Iron Will. Once per mission, get back in the fight with all your weapons reloaded and rage full strength for 12 seconds last stand before going down for good. Well, if we go down for good, then not really. Sweet Tooth. I like the elemental insulation though. Elemental resistance, yes. Berserk, no. Depositor? No. Maybe movement speed. Maybe field medic. Well, I don't remember. Did this work as... It does work. Alright. Field medic feels like a good thing to have when you increase the difficulty. Reviving people. Alright, and hover boots also sounds interesting. Wait, I do have that owned. Why can't I take this? Oh, I only have 4 perk points. There we go. No donor says, I think if you're getting cramping in your legs, I usually got it in my feet. It's an indicator that you're low on certain electrolytes and drinking Gatorade solves it for me. There we go. Huh? That's right. That's oh, nice. Anecdotal evidence, right? And it works for you, and for you that's all that matters. That's why people can believe in magic. It's like, I'm not saying that Gatorade is magic. I'm just saying psychologically that's enough, right? You don't need a scientific study that says the thing. Just like I don't need a scientific study to tell me that quitting sugar, right? The reason I don't eat sugar is not a scientific one. Well, maybe I first tried it out. Well, not eating candy. Snacks. Not eating snacks. I tried it out for pseudo-scientific reasons. Right? I heard people saying sugar is bad for you. So I refrained from it. Then when I started refraining from it, I felt significant improvements in my life. And that's anecdotal, right? That's all you need.
Heads up, new
That's
miner
all you
arriving.
need. No, that's why I specified for me. I realized that it was anecdotal, and I explained why I believe it. Yeah, just because anecdotal evidence should not be trusted doesn't mean it's not useful, right? It's useful for building hypotheses. And that's, I mean, it's great that it works for you. Makes it work great, right? And the next time, if I ever get problems with having cramps again, I'm gonna try that out, right? And if that helps me out, I'm gonna try it out again. That's how we do science, right? If it one day ends up not working for me, then, well, like, it only has to fail once. If it fails once, then I know that, oh, it's not helping me. Then it was just coincidence. It's a good thing about science, I suppose, is that, yeah, it only has to fail once. Oops, I threw that away. Where's the mule? Get over here. Rather have the mule come to me than... There we go. What are we doing here? Colgate on tap says, so you were peer pressured into it? Wait, peer pressured into what? The sugar thing? No. That was just... I got that feeling, right? I was on a... Sometimes I get on a health binge, right? I do stuff that I try to change my behaviors in a certain way that I would believe to be healthy. Right? I was trying out stuff for my health. Routines, changing routines, yeah. I was trying to changing routines. Just trying it out. I like trying out different things, see how it feels. No peer pressure.
We thought we'd lost this one. As you can see, previous teams tried getting through the outer shell of this thing, but failed. We're sending in a nanite bomb dispenser for you. If those can't penetrate it, nothing will.
Oh man, I missed. That's the hit though. Missed again. Terrible. Wait, how did that not hit? That's the hit though. Whoa. Well, I'm out in there. Oh. This dude took a beating. Revive him. Instant revive? Why am I not using the instant revive when we have so much chaos here? Wait, he died again? Come on, show your ugly face. I don't want to go in there. He left the game?
Donkey, come here.
Alone. Colgate didn't taps this. You said you did it because people said sugar is bad. Right. People have said in the past that sugar is bad for you. It's unhealthy or whatever. And I wanted to make my life a little bit, just a little bit healthier. So I tried it out. Also, I felt like, I felt a little bit like I was having a problem because I was drinking way too much chocolate milk, right? I was replacing chocolate milk with actually eating food. So like, oh, I'm a little bit hungry. Let's have a huge fucking glass of chocolate milk.
A new miner is joining your team.
And it felt a little bit unhealthy. So that was... Event failed. Oh no.
Glad to be working with you. Access provided.
That sucks.
I actually think we're going on I'm glad we have someone.
Nodrunner says it's a fallacy to believe something is true or untrue because it's anecdotal. Yeah, logical fallacy, right? Well... Is that a logical fallacy? I would say that it's... I would consider it a mistake, yeah. Whoa! But someone giving you an anecdotal thing it might make you try it out yourself. And how do we gain knowledge? A lot of anecdotes. All the anecdotes say the same thing. Empiricism.
The guy in R&D who programmed Molly. Lights up. Whoopsie doopsie.
Yeah. Yeah. Empiricism. That's just a lot of congregated... Wait, no. Congregated? No, what's the word? Like putting a lot of anecdotes together. Woohoo.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swoon incoming.
When you have sufficient amount of anecdotes. And again, you only need to disprove it once. Which is nice. Well, not necessarily once. Where is Molly? Molly's not here. That sucks. Alright, it doesn't prove anything. Yeah, right? Of course, yeah, no. Anecdotes don't prove anything. science, like, even if we talk about proving stuff, science is not about proving stuff. Science is the methodology of disproving stuff. And if you fail to disprove, then that is when you say, well, I'm not able to disprove this hypothesis. So we'll hold it as fact for now. Not truth, but as a theory. Facts are facts. It's not the same, but like we hold this as a theory, and a theory doesn't necessarily have to have a truth value. It's just, yeah, it's not quite the same thing.
We're almost through the wave, team. Go, go! Egg collection completed. Well done. Go this way, Colin.
Furthermore, everyone's bodies are different. I agree with that. You get cramps in your feet, I get cramps in my leg. The biological mechanisms of your cramping might be completely mechanically different to mine. Yeah, I like all the things you're saying there.
Flares up. I made a platform.
But just the fact that it's helping you gives me an idea to try it out, right? Just trying out not eating sugar. I had a reason to try it out. I wouldn't make any value judgment on how it works for me without trying it first. That's my personality anyway.
Excellent. Drop pod inbound.
No, says I think I'm getting my new keyboard tomorrow. Nice. I'm quite excited to play with it. Ooh. Looking forward to hear you say like a report if you're happy or unhappy.
It's a mystery to me how
Well,
all these minerals get inside.
I'm not looking forward to a report saying, no, I'm unhappy with it. I'm looking forward to a report that says that you're glad.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
I like people being glad. Makes me happy. Happy might be a strong word for it. Glad may be a better word? I don't know. No, Colgate Dinotab says, but if you can't disprove a statement nor its negation, how do you decide which one to pick? Either. I mean, one way is just not to pick, right? Two interesting hypotheses. Yeah. That's probably a good way to do it. Just don't pick. But that's usually not what happens, right? Usually what happens is that you get... There's an emotional aspect to it. So you pick whatever feels good to you, right?
Make it snappy, team. The drop pod won't hang around forever.
Yeah, whatever feels good to you.
In T-minus 4
That's what people usually do. I would argue for not picking at all, right? Nodrunner says you can't disprove that God exists, therefore God exists is a valid theory. No. Wait. Can't disprove. I mean, I can... I mean... Let's see, that's actually a good question. Like the point of science, like when we make a scientific experiment, we form a hypothesis, God exists, and then we try the hypothesis. Oh, it's unfalsifiable, isn't it?
Your assignment bonus
Like,
is within reach.
since you're saying you cannot disprove that God exists. Wait, wasn't I the host? Probably not. No, let's not attempt to reconnect, right? Anything unfalsifiable, that's what Colgate Tab was talking about just before you, right? If it's unfalsifiable, then you can't make any experiment, and therefore it's not a valid theory, no. You need to come up with a valid, like a falsifiable experiment, from my perspective, right? If it's not falsifiable, then I have no need of that hypothesis. Penetration, probably. Armor breaking. Oh, I like that as well. Wait. Prompt AoE shockwave damage. I don't even know what the shockwave does. How big is it? Do like doubling the damage though. That seems like a good idea. Hmm. Colgate in on tap says, and disproving and proving go hand in hand. So if you prove A, disprove the negation of A. If you disprove A, oh, that's your mathematician attitude, I think. Colgate in on tap, right? Like gravity, like the theory of evolution is not proven. We cannot say that evolution happens as a fact. It's a theory because we have not been managed to disprove the hypothesis, right? So, does that make sense? We haven't proven evolution to be a real thing. We have just not been able to disprove the hypothesis of evolution, right? So in maths you talk about proofs, but in science you not really. You talk about falsifiability, and that, I mean, that's the when you make a study, that's the first thing you need is a hypothesis and a null hypothesis. And then you try to disprove your hypothesis. That's the method, right? Let's see. Colgate on tap answers, neither have not evolution been disproved. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You have sufficiently, you have experiments, right? You look at the world empirically, and then you see what does this hypothesis, this theory predict? And then you test that. Oh, it checks out, it checks out, it checks out. And when it always checks out over and over and over again, then you say, well, this theory is a strong theory. If we would reach a point where you made one experiment, a valid experiment, a good experiment that disproved evolution, then evolution would get thrown out. That's what I'm saying, right? You only need to disprove it once. You only need to disprove it once. And there are, like, I haven't studied evolution actually, so maybe I'm not the best to argue evolution because I'm not a biologist. I have not read anything about biologists. Like, from a psychological standpoint, it's super fucking interesting though, looking at traits and seeing what possible uses could that be from the evolutionary perspective. Yeah, that is a weakness from what I'm saying, right? Weakness indeed. Node owner says, I think the burden of proof lies on the one making the claim. Yeah. Extraordinary claims. Extraordinary, statements need extraordinary, like you need, the burden of proof, so to speak. Like if someone claims there is a god, that's like if someone claims there are aliens, that's a big fucking claim. And I mean talking UFOs flying around. That's big fucking claims. Just all the small images of some white dot moving quickly, that's not sufficient, right? But proving gravity, I mean, I don't have to do a lot of stuff because it's not it's not really an extraordinary claim that stuff falls down. Right? So you don't need the burden how many stuff do you have to try out? It's not that big. You don't have to make many experiments to make the claim about the theory of gravity. Let's see. Node owner says, if you claim God exists, it's not my job to disprove your claim for you. No, exactly. If you want to claim that God exists and you want to convince me that likes science, then you would have to make a scientific experiment that would convince me, right? And show the results, show the methodology, show the results, and reproduce that over and over again. That's the rational part of science, right? If I'm not convinced by your methodology, then it's not a good theory. Adventure 95 says, I think I have a strong Pepsi Max addiction. Addictions in themselves are usually not super healthy. So I would probably argue for maybe leaving that behind or something. I like reload. And let's go with the reload.
Oh man, what an improvement!
Wait, even more items available? Where are they? Oh, a new skin.
Hell yeah.
There we go. That's all the items. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see, Colgate on tab said, neither have not. That's a double negative. Evolution has not been disproven. Is not evolution also a theory? Evolution is a theory. Yes, the theory of evolution. Just like the theory of gravity. Those are theories. I mean, you can't... It's induction, right? It's not deduction. Deductions are true and false claims. Deductions are from the basis of logic. You can give them true and false values, if you so desire. If you have a system for it. While a lot of theories themselves, they are just trying to explain a phenomena. The theory of gravity is a theory that tries to explain why does it fall down? Why does that happen? That's the theory. Oh, my phone is actually ringing and I need to take this. I'm sorry about that. I'll mute myself a little bit.
grappling hook. What are you gonna do about it?
An extra miner has been assigned to your team.
What's the best?
Rock and stone.
Come on, guys! Rock and stone!
It's awesome that you're joining our thing.
Sentry done!
Light us
Go get
up.
him, boy! What a chunker!
Stupid stabber mine. Why are you shooting at me?
Here, get into cover. I hope that wasn't on purpose.
Thanks for saving me.
Shield, boost it.
Shield, charge, red sugar! Find the
Light!
nitro for ammo.
Yeah. Better than flying.
Look over here!
Your team is getting bigger. Dwarf inbound.
Go crush that integrity is ruined! Bloody hell, you're hot to kill! Lord! Keep going, ready.
I'm wondering if fighting bugs and moving dirt is the best way to make a living.
Swarm, they're here.
God damn it, there's a pebble in my boot.
What's that smell? No, right. What? Think you don't like it?
Hit it! Let's clear them out!
Bacon and the posse.
Hit it!
That's all you got.
fighting! Yeah. I need a bandage over here. My monsters! Flares up! Ouch! Lighting up!
Booyah!
Platform up.
Let there be light!
Nice job. I'll beat your record this time.
Red sugar!
I think we're actually doing all right so far.
Lights up!
Swarm, it's a big one, team.
That will teach him! Light! I'm doing my part. Lighting!
Roger that. Supplies are coming.
Born ready.
Nicely done, team. You secured yourself a nice bonus. Well done. You got them all. Hit the launch controls to return the minehead. We'll send in the escape pod.
Let there be light. We are unbreakable.
Minehead returning. Escape can inbound. Expect heavy resistance until we can pick you up.
Ammo taken. Grabbing ammo. Yeah!
Preserve your bullets!
Shoot me! Weapon ready.
Shell back down!
Alright, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. It's my grandfather is considering switching to Linux. And it's like, well, since I have convinced him of that, anytime he has questions, I feel like, yeah, I really should be there and answer the questions.
Nitro here!
Yeah. So let's see, what were we talking about before? We had a Pepsi Max addiction from Adventure 95. We had, what else did we have? Oh, disproven. Oh, we talked about that. Ah, here we go. Adventure 95 says traits of humans and animals usually come from way back in the species history, as that trait must have at some point either been useful to survival or enough beings of that trait has passed down their genes and memes on, right? Yeah, that's usually what happens, right? Well,
Inbound. Stand clear.
like one trait that we as humans have, and cats have that as well, is the adaptability trait, right? So a lot we get socially we get social, like a lot of traits are socialized as well.
Pod departing in T-minus 3.
But that one could argue that, well, yes, but that's also part of evolution, right?
Incendiary!
That we are socialized creatures. Alright, I didn't help at all. I was just into that phone call with my grandfather. Let's see. Colgate says, not sure whether you're doing mime performance or you forgot to unmute yourself. Are you still on the call? Yep, and I answered in the chat. No, the older generations, I don't know if you're talking to your grandfathers. Takes a little bit of time. They're not as fast as the newer generations. They go on and on. Maybe I shouldn't... I was considering, like, I hadn't thought about this. I muted myself for your benefit, but maybe... Maybe you wanted to hear me speak Swedish? I don't know. Maybe I should have just left the thing on. I mean, people have said that I have a nice voice to listen to. Maybe it's nice in Swedish as well? I don't know. What do you think? Was the muting... You could have muted me yourself if you were not wanting to listen, I suppose.
Management has just granted you access to the trade terminal.
Alright. Colgate says... Beware, now Twitch score algorithm can lip read your secret call secrets. Yeah, exactly, that's my point, right? There weren't really any... secrets. It was just me trying to hype up Linux, but still not not be fooling him in some sort, because he has one thing that he does on his computer that I'm not sure if it runs through Wine or not, and well, I don't know what to say to that. Part of me just wants to try it out, but he just has it on CDs, that program. And it's super rare. Maybe I'll look on it. Colgate says, congrats on your grandfather. I suppose. Morfar or farfar. It's an O, not a U, but it's my father's father, so it's farfar. Yep. Colgate says, yeah, leave it on. Chat Swedish learning experience. Sounds fun once in a while. Alright. So if there's a phone call, I'll leave it on. Unless, of course, it is something private. Then I'll turn it off. Private conversations. So, I have two different ideas here. Either go for the engineer to 10 or the scout to 15. Oh man, I'm getting close to 15, so we're getting the scout. That's what we're doing. Look, I like the scout. It's like... I don't have any responsibilities, and I can run around and not be helping. Man, I suck. I'm the worst, like... My etiquette in this game is terrible. It's terrible. Salvage operation. Alright. So, let's look for join. No one doing this. Wait, NodeRunner says that Colgate tab did not use a double negative. Neither have not. Disproven, that's a triple negative. Wait. Is disproved a negative, but neither have not is a double negative, isn't it? I don't know if NodeRunner perhaps left. Probably going to sleep. That's a good idea for him, I think. Alright. I'm the host then. And we do it at Hazard 2.
Mission selected. Powering up
Full
drop
pocket.
pod.
Salvage. No, Donner says I did not say that. What? It says so in the chat. At Colgate InnoTab did not use a double negative. No, Donner says I did not say that. Or did you say I was not going to bed? Or that it was a good idea to go to sleep? Was that me misunderstanding?
Here and let's go.
Ooh.
This is a salvage
Do I
mission.
shoot this
The
thing?
previous crew lost their mini-mules,
Can I grab
the
it?
drop pod, and their lives in this cave.
Oh, that's
Find
low
the remaining
gravity.
lost mules, get the drop pod operational, and return to base. Expect heavy
Oh,
infestation.
I don't like
Try not
putting
to
words in your mouth.
colleagues.
So I apologize if I did that. Yes. Apologies. I just remember we were talking about you were talking about changing your sleep schedule.
Depositing mineral.
Dwarf inbound.
Lighting up!
Rock and stone in the heart.
Hello and welcome.
Oh man, no, Donna says. I said I did not say that. I didn't say I did not say that. Wait, what? I said I did not say that. Oh man, I missed it.
You got shit.
Oh man. I read it like a couple of times. Because what Nodrunner said was Colgate InnoTab did not use a double negative. And I just didn't see it. I just went straight past it. Big Papa. Where are we going, Big Papa? Oh, this way. I'm coming. Alright, I need some volume. Some gold, alright.
I got the deposit.
Put that dude there.
Lights up!
A new miner is joining your team.
Starting me. Come here.
I blame the screen shake, that's why I missed. Not that I'm bad. Didn't shoot before the screen shake. If you saw me shoot before the screen shake, you're imagining things.
I killed the loot bug, and I'm not so proud about it. Light!
Alright, it needs heavy shot.
Loot bug. Let's get them in.
And another heavy shot. Oh. Screwed it up.
Zip.
Scan for missing legs.
Coordinates transferred. Gotta check my terrain scanner. Hey, some pickaxe!
Ooh. Ah, this is the parasitic thing. Alright, I learned what the parasites are. Electric fuckers. What's that? What's this? Alright. Oh man. That's so fun. So many knots. Whoa! And I just missed them all. Damn double negatives. Colgate InnoTab says, I can add parentheses to make it easier to read. Neither have not evolution been disproven. Oh! It's still not easy. It doesn't become easier to read. Try to refrain from double negatives. They are evil.
Loot bug down.
They are evil. Pure evil. Yeah. Objectively. Objectively morally wrong. Evil. Morally evil. That's what they are. Objectively. That is the truth.
Flares
Oops.
Cavalry's here. New miner inbound.
I have a good feeling about this team.
Light is up.
Right. Colgate Dinotype asks, anybody have a good suggestion on how to draw graphs in latex? I don't know what latex is. So, unfortunately, no. Can I shoot this thing? It's a good idea to shoot that from range. Oh! Is this, probably not anything interesting. So are evolution and not evolution both theories? Well, a theory is trying to explain a phenomenon, right? So there are different theories on trying to explain the phenomenon. So what is the phenomenon? That why there are so many species? Why kids look like their parents? I don't know. There's probably many different theories, right? That wouldn't surprise me. There's probably even some competing ones, but none that have like gained sufficient traction to replace the theory of evolution. Same with gravity, right? We don't really replace the theory of gravity. It's more people are building on it and improving the theory rather than replacing the theory.
You're cute, but you're dead.
Yeah. I think that's pretty... Ooh. Can we grab this? Or is it just a toxic bulb? Glow lit. Ah, no, it's light. Alright. Deposit. I mean, I guess religious people would claim that their book is a theory, but not from a scientific standpoint, no. Oh. That was a health thing rather than a trap. Nodonor says, I feel like your value judgment on double negatives is not correct. Yeah. That was / sarcasm.
Lighting.
Right? Yeah. I would agree with that statement. I would say that it cannot have a correct... what's it called? It cannot have a correct... fuck, what's that called? Trait. There we go. It cannot be correct or incorrect. That's not part of... That's not a part of that statement. There we go. Colgate Dinotypes links tells us what latex is. This is latex. It's a software system for document preparation. When writing, the writer uses plain text as opposed to formatted text. Found in what you see is what you get. Word processors like... Oh, so it's just a word processor? Like Microsoft Word, LibreOffice Writer, Apple Pages.
Secondary objective completed. Now finish the
Right,
job.
when writing, the writer uses plain as opposed to formatted text. Oh, it's as opposed to.
The mules ahead.
Oh, the writer uses markup tagging. Oh, right.
Fixed. Remember,
Now I
there are
understand.
always deposits on the side of the drop pod.
So it's it's different from that. I've never typed in that way with markup.
Gotta go fast.
Wait, what are we doing? Uplink. Is this the uplink button?
All mules secured. Now
Prepare.
to get the pod working. First, establishing a proper connection between the pod and the space rig. Set up the uplink.
Nodonor says, today I learned that there is such a thing as a pickle popsicle. And they're quite popular. Wait, what? Pickled popsicle. How does...
We only got one shot at this.
I mean... And it's pronounced latex. Latex? Latex. Not latex. Right. What was it? Pickle... Alright. Wait, how do you... Alright, stuff is happening. Whoop! Alright, maybe I should help. That sounds crazy. Sounds crazy. How do you even do that?
Supply pod launched. Better stand back.
Like, pickling stuff takes
75%
forever. Right? It takes months, doesn't it? To pickle stuff.
Time to restock.
Watch it!
Alright. How can the evolution theory be falsified? Actually, we can look into that if you want to.
Yeah, friend, let's keep it that way.
We can take a break from gameplay and look into that. That's actually a very interesting question that I would want to look into. There's probably a few ways.
Fuel cells have arrived.
Not ways that I just know about. But we'll look into that after this mission.
Line ready.
Wait. Wait. Alright. Where are we going? Like,
Access provided.
damn it. I screwed up. I'll let someone else do it. I was bad. Oh! Now I can do it. And it's going... And it's... Ah, he took it. Nice. Alright, and node runner links the insider.com to what are pickled popsicles. Nice. 2017, eh? Woof. They take pickle juice and freeze it, basically.
Charge cable plugged in. Prep the fuel cells for charge sequence.
Smooth.
Oh, that is... Alright, they make the popsicle out of the pickled juice. So you make pickles,
Stay close to keep them operational. We're
and then you eat the pickles,
Look there.
and then you make a popsicle out of whatever is left. Kinda.
Cluster grenade.
That is interesting.
Don't shoot me. Lighting up!
fuel cells at
Let there be light.
Bradley. Bradley. Shield. Out of the way.
Don't waste your ammunition!
That was a misunderstanding. I was thinking that they were making
Shield boosting.
like a pickled cucumber popsicle. And that wouldn't work, right?
Hey, I'm not the enemy!
fuel cells at 75%. You're almost there.
Cluster grenade. Out of sight. Ready to blow.
One of you has to remain by the charging fuel cells. Get back there.
Oh, right. Gotta stay in here.
Supplies are on the way.
Tab says, I'll try third formatting of my question, as you still didn't answer it. Oh, I said, did I die? Oh, I died. Like, how can evolution be disproven? I said, we'll answer it after this mission, because I don't know, right? So I need to open up Wikipedia to check that out, right? Just looking for... the plan is to look for experiments, experiments about evolution, right?
Out of ammo!
And then whatever, like the results that they didn't get would have disproven the theory of evolution. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me, I'm busy. Oh, we're leaving. So, yeah, right? I've not read up on evolutionary well enough to say what an experiment would look like. Would have to check that out, yeah. Wait. Why don't I have any ammunition? I refilled it, didn't I? Alright. Oops. Oops. Friendly fire.
Did I hear a
Rock and stone. Oh, nice.
So long, suckers!
Ah, so much ammo. I can just spam this. Maybe I should get the bigger clip for this thing. Alright. You don't do any of that, says Nodrunner. You just buy the pickled flavored popsicle from the store. It's a real product. Oh. Oh, of course. Yeah. How they do it. I was curious on how they did it.
Rock and stone, brother! Rock and stone! Yeah!
Rock and stone.
One for the books. Retrieving escape pod.
Oh, wait. I didn't read the full question, says Colgate. I'll try the third formatting of my question, as you still didn't answer it. Is the negation of evolution a theory? Oh, I thought I did answer it, and I said no. There are other theories that try to to explain different phenomena, right? That's what a theory does. It looks at a phenomena, like it says, oh, these are some facts. This is what happens in reality. We see this happening. And then we try to explain, why does that happen? That's a theory. So the negation of is not a theory. It's a null hypothesis, right? When you do science, you have an idea, right? You go in, you have an idea about, I think this is how the world works. And then you predict something. And then you try to falsify that prediction, right? Not disband team? Oh, I'm the host. Sorry about that. So I thought I did answer that. I'm sorry. Maybe I just did answer it in my head. Like the negation of is not a theory.
More perk points for me. Done.
All right. So. All right. I don't really need to read that. Nodrunner was kind enough to explain it to us. So. Yeah, it's a real product. Let's see. Not the latex one, but the one about evolution, right? So, I don't know. Evolution. Try here first. And we see history of evolutionary thought. We're looking for just thought. We're not looking for thought, really. Heredity. What's this? Evolution in organisms occurs through changes in their heritable traits. Alright, the DNA is... Those are probably... yeah. Those are probably... I'm guessing that the theory of evolution somehow predicted DNA before it was actually a thing, right? So the experiments that found DNA, if no DNA was ever found, well, that wouldn't disprove. That would just be a lack of proof. So that wouldn't disprove evolution. Finding something else that would explain heredity, though. Finding something that would explain heredity, but that's not disproving either. That's just finding something else. Alright, what else is? We got mutation. Mutations are changes in DNA of... Ah, right. One big hit towards the theory of evolution. I don't think would be enough, but that would be some kind of experiment on DNA that would show that mutation does not happen. That's like a central part of the theory of evolution, right? They say that there are mutations that happens. Like if we could disprove the fact of mutations, that would be a big hit for the theory of evolution. That's one way, but I don't think it would be enough because evolution is such an ingrained theory now. There are so many things, but that would be one thing. And then we could find other stuff, like in asexual organisms, genes are inherited together or linked. What's this? Yeah. How does it explain asexual organisms? Right? How does mutations happen in asexual organisms? Probably from any other thing, right? You could probably claim radiation knocked a gene out of the DNA. And that would be considered mutations, right? And that would happen in asexual organisms. Gene flow is the exchange of gene between populations and between species. This is way too... It's too high level stuff. We need lower level stuff for trying to disprove. Oh, we got natural selection. Natural selection that's a rational argument, isn't it? I'm actually curious. Let's see. Colgatinotap says, so a theory needs to say how something works. That's the point of a theory. It tries to explain how something works, yes. And saying the way something doesn't work is not a theory. That is a statement. Well, I suppose you could imply, right, from the theory of evolution, you could imply that God did not create man, Adam and Eve, right? You can imply from this theory that doesn't work out. I suppose. But it does, like, the theory of evolution does not say that God did not create Adam and Eve. That's not the point of a theory. It does not say about how something doesn't work. Yeah. What is a statement that says that something doesn't work in a certain way called? Is category theory? I don't know. Probably. Actually, I want to check this first before we move on. Evolution by means of natural selection is the process by which traits that enhance survival and reproduction become more common in successive generation of a population. It has been called a self-evident mechanism. Ugh. Ooh, self-evident. Because it necessarily follows from three simple facts. Alright. It's rational. It's not self-evident. It's rational. It follows from these three simple facts. Variation exists within populations of organisms with respect to morphology, physiology, and behavior. Phenotypic variation. That happens, right? That's the empiricism of this thing. We look at populations of organisms and there exists variations. That is a fact. People have different eye colors. That is a fact. Denying that would be silly. It would be silly to deny that. Yes. Different traits confer different rates of survival and reproduction. Different fitness. Right. We can say that, like, better eyesight make you spot predators and makes you can more easily flee than worse eyesight, for example. We can say that some traits garner survival and reproduction. All right. Nowadays, for example, if you have a lean body, big tits, I don't know. Like, there are traits that are more sexually appealing to the other sex, to the other gender, to the other sex, right? There are stuff that increases your chances of getting laid. Different traits, different chances of getting laid. Sure. Denying that would also be kind of silly, wouldn't it? These traits can be passed from generation to generation. Heritability of fitness, right? So, if you manage to somehow disprove these facts, you can make experiments, right? Like psychological experiments. If you can show that that this is not real, that would be a disproving of the theory of evolution. Like any of these things. If you could say that they made mistakes, that we have made mistakes in our observations. Like, if these premises are false, then natural selection crumbles. And if natural selection crumbles, so does the theory of evolution. Is that an answer to your question? I don't know how one would do that, because no one has succeeded so far to say that these are mistaken. But that would be one way to do it. I mean, this one is probably the weakest link. These traits can be passed down from generation to generation. Yeah, right? That's how it predicted DNA. And then they found DNA, which is a strong win for the theory of evolution. I suppose. So, I mean, and by making these claims, we are, in essence, claiming that it's not working in any other way, right? We're saying this is the way it works. Any other explanation is not how it works. Right? Category theory. What's this? Category theory formalizes a mathematical structure. Formalizes a mathematical structure and its concepts in terms of a labeled directed graph called a category, whose nodes are called objects and whose label... This isn't science, though, so this... You are probably Like, this is a different usage of the word. So you would probably be better suited to answer that question than me. But let's see. Whose nodes are called objects and whose labeled directed edges are called arrows or morphisms. A category has two basic properties. The ability to compose the arrows associatively. I don't know what those words mean in this context, so I'm lost. And the existence of an identity arrow for each object. Right, this is way above my pay grade. Right, I wouldn't want to know, but actually, what I could do is go this route instead. A theory is a rational type of abstract thinking about a phenomenon. So, or the results of such thinking. So it's a theory about math, a phenomenon in math. So probably it is a theory then. The rational type, yeah. Rational type of abstract thinking about a phenomenon. You're trying to explain the phenomenon, right? Rationalize it. Or the results of such thinking. Yeah, right. The result is the theory of evolution, for example. The process of contemplative and rational thinking is often associated with such processes like observational study or research. Yes. Right, you do the rational thinking and the phenomenon. You study the phenomenon to make sure that your thinking and your observations of the phenomenon works together. Theories may either be scientific, that's the background I have, right? And specifically where I learned about this was within psychology, right? So I learned about the scientific theory from psychology rather than biology or physics, right? I come from psychology. But they are similar, right? It's still, we look at a phenomenon and we try to rationalize, explain it abstractly. They can either be scientific or other than scientific, or scientific to a less extent. They don't have to follow the scientific. Oh, right. So since it's a theory about math, it's probably not a scientific theory, and that's what I've been talking about. Scientific theories. Depending on the context, the results might, for example, include generalized explanations of how nature works. Yep. The word has its roots in ancient Greek, but modern use has it taken on several related meanings. Right. Like in layman usage today, theory is often used to mean hypotheses or theses. I don't want to use theses because it sounds like feces. So I say hypothesis instead. Right? A lot of time when you hear people say theory, they mean they mean this. This is more the scientific theorem? I don't know. A hypothesis is a proposed explanation for a phenomenon. It's a guess, right? You guess. It's a guess. That's usually when you hear people say theory, that's what they mean. Well, in science, it's called a hypothesis, and a theory is a different thing. And that's why you hear me oftentimes when someone says, when I hear a theory or see theory wherever, I usually just make that point. I think you mean a hypothesis. Right? I often point that out because I would want the language to be consistent with this language. Like if you're gonna use the word theory, use it in the scientific sense, right? And if you mean hypothesis, then use the word hypothesis. Colgate Unotap says all those statements are exists statements about category theory, I suppose. To disprove that, one would need to prove for all statement. That can happen on math. Yeah, but within the physical world, you can't prove for all. Yeah. Like you do that through rationalization and logic, right? But from observations, you don't do it for all. That's the fuck is that? It's the difference between deduction and the other thing. Induction. Here we go. Yeah. Like you can talk about truths if you go the deductive route. But that's not what we do like in science. Like in reality, we go the inductive route. We don't say that they are true, it's what we have observed. We're pretty sure. Right? There's a difference. And you call Getting on Tap, you do this a lot, I think. Deductive thinking. I'm pretty sure. It was a long time ago I studied this. This is oftentimes like logic when you want to have the truth or the proof or whatever. While oftentimes in science, one is doing inductive research. That's why it becomes stronger and stronger the more observation you make, the more similar observations you do make. Like, here we go. Conclusions follows from its premises. Oh, fuck, I'm in the way again, aren't I, in my head? Here we go. Deductive, inductive. Inductive is that a conclusion follows from its premises with some probability. And that's science, right? This is probably how... That's a scientific theory, right? This is probably what happens. While math is most conclusions necessarily or certainly follows from its premises. That's more math, right? More deductive, and science is more inductive. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And that's what you were talking about, right? Because there could always be something that you missed. Yep. Colgate on Tap says, in game logical proof games, in game logical proof games, when statement is of form exists, whoever is trying to prove, well, from observation we can prove exists statement, right? You only need to see one cat. Here. The cat exists. I can prove that cat exists by just showing you the cat. Then we can go into skepticism and say, well, maybe the cat is not real, but that's not interesting in this conversation, I don't think. Let's see. Whoever is trying to prove that statement picks a single instance which they move to study instead. All right. For example, if I say all natural numbers are even, and you argue against that, your statement is there exists a natural number there exists a natural number that is not even, and then I just give you the number 3, and then I win, right? Yeah, that's it. That's all I need to do. So in the next step, you pick a natural number n, and if it is not even, and if it is even, I won that proof game. And if it is not, you win. But I don't pick a random number. I pick the number 3. That is not even. So I win. Right? Colgate Inotap says, I meant those 3 points in evolution theory, not category theory. Wait. Oh, all those... Oh, fuck, where were they? Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You only need to prove you only need to show once. Wait, this is not adaptation. Where were they? They were natural selection. Here we go. Like, you only need to prove once. Right? You need to find an example where this is not true. And if you find an example in reality that where this is not true, like if you can say, well, these traits cannot, well, that's not exist. These traits, if you find one example, you make one study, a reproducible study that says that traits cannot be passed. You only need to do that once. And when you have done that once, the natural selection falls apart and evolution falls apart, yeah. But no one has managed to do that. If someone manages to do that, that will become big news. Right? That's like someone taking a photograph of a black hole. People will hear about it. It will spread throughout, well, maybe not the world, but many parts of the world. This would be big news. And like the religious people would jump on that so quickly and say, see, evolution is not real. Right? So it probably would spread throughout the world. Someone made a reproducible study that disproved this. No Donor says, I just ordered a ton of groceries on Amazon and they're coming tomorrow. That's fast. And it still impresses me. What a logistical wonder of the world. Yeah. That is... Oh man, I feel sorry for the proletariat. I haven't looked into it myself, but as far as I understand, a lot of people working for Amazon don't really have a good time. Right? They have quite a sucky time, so I can't wait until they automate it and stop employing people. Yeah, logistical wonder of the world. We don't have, well, we just got last year, Amazon came to Sweden, and I don't know how well it works yet in Sweden. I've never ordered anything on Amazon. Because, yeah, it just came to Sweden. I think it was last year, yeah. No Donor says, I don't think that the cat is real. I think the cat is a figment of your imagination. It might be. It might be. I mean, you only saw it through what's it called? Yeah, camera. Could be a fake. Could be a figment of my imagination. Right, but that's not interesting for this discussion, unfortunately. Colgate Do Not Help says, yeah, you won, congrats. And that's all you have to do to say that, well, evolution is not a thing. Like, evolution, if you go the natural selection path, it seems like they talk about different paths. But if you talk about natural selection and you disprove any one of these three, that's all you have to do. Then natural selection falls apart, and then you win. Colgate Do Not Help says, congrats. I don't know about that. Congratulations. I mean, if we gain more knowledge. Colgate Do Not Help says, if I find that some traits weren't passed. No, you have to find that traits cannot be passed. Of course some traits aren't passed. That's the whole point. Right? That it's mutations and random heritability. Like, if your parents have blue eyes and brown eyes, you have a certain percentage to have some like, you get either blue or brown eyes. I don't know if people can get blue and brown. Maybe that happens from time to time. Must be super fucking rare. But that's not enough, no. it is not sufficient because that's happened. That happens, right? These traits can be passed. They won't necessarily be passed. And that's part of the thing, right? The thing that survives are the traits that increase survival and reproduction. For example, if for some reason everybody started finding blue eyes super fucking attractive, and it has to be that way because I think brown eyes is a stronger gene, that it's a bigger percentage of brown eyes that gets passed from generation to generation. But if like people just stopped caring about brown eyes and brown-eyed people never got laid, someday in the future there would be a lot of blue eyes. Actually, I'm fairly certain I heard somewhere that blue eyes is like becoming extinct. I'm not sure though. So yeah, no, that's not sufficient. Colgate on tap says 1 instance of traits passing is enough to prove it. Yeah, right? Traits can be passed. That's the statement. I mean, it's not enough. Like, it's an inductive thing, right? 1 instance is not enough, right? Just because my mom had brown eyes and I have brown eyes, that is not sufficient for making this claim. Like I was talking about, right? It's an inductive thing. Right? That comes from an inductive thing. You need to see it over and over and over and over again. Just like we need to see gravity over and over and over and over again to make that statement. We have seen it plenty of times. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I mean, we've seen it so many times that it's that you have those, what are they called? Like sayings? Don't throw rocks in a glass house. What are those called again? I don't remember. Right? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That is quite... that really comes from seeing this over and over and over and over again. That's where that statements come from. This is an exist statement. Let's see. Colgate tab says it is exists statement, or maybe I misunderstood it. I mean, this is not... There exists a process that passes traits from generation to generation. So that is probably an exist statement, yeah. All of them are statements about stuff that we see in the world, and those stuff exists, I suppose. Here they actually use the words exists. Colgate on tab says that 3 was a pretty good choice, right? That's... Since... the same thing, if you can find something, anything, there can be n number of things that shows that this is not how the reality works. You only need to find one thing that says that traits cannot be passed down. There could be a bunch of them. We don't know. So far, science have not found any process or any part of reality that says that traits cannot be passed from generation to generation. That has not been said within science. Not yet. Maybe someone made an experiment and made that claim, but it was not reproducible enough. Because you need to reproduce it as well. Blasphemous. Oh, hello, Blasphemous. How are you doing today? He says, yeah, I don't see this cat he keeps talking about. It's gone. And he also says, yes, people can get one of each color. That is cool. Blue eyes, brown eyes. I'm still wearing a condom. Nice. Nice. I'm not sure that... Blasphemous continue. I'm not sure that can work considering how few people have blue eyes and how many guys will stick their dick into almost any woman that walks by. Yeah, right. That's... It had to be super extreme, right? If people stopped doing that, unless they had... Well, and usually, right? Usually it's the big difference would have to be in women, right? Because women are usually the pickers. Women's are the ones that makes the decisions, not the men. Like, if we take this part, like it is mostly the women who do the picking and choosing rather than the men, as you say. They can stick their dick into almost anything. Oh, thanks, Node Runner. They are called idioms. Thanks. Just lost out. Wait. Colgate Tab says, why not? If your mom and you both have brown eyes, that surely is a trait that can be passed. Yes, but just if you just have me as an example, that I have brown eyes, my mom has brown eyes, that is not sufficient to make this statement about the world in general. That is just one example, right? It's induction. It's just one observation. We need to make way more observations than that to make the statement. Because science is usually inductive in how it works. Right? The only way to disprove this is to find a situation where it isn't true, right? Oh, it's the black swan, white swan thing. Do we have that example? Black swans philosophy. I just remembered that. The black swan theory, or theory? Or the theory of the black swan events is a metaphor that describes an event that comes as a surprise and has a major fact. Oh, yeah, this is just, they're talking about what had happened. Because in philosophy, they were usually saying that all swans are white. That happened for a long time in European philosophy. That was an example. About talking about deduction, induction. I remember my philosophy professor talked about this. This was a long time ago. And then they found actual black swans. Right? They found the black swans. So the statement that all swans are white was an inductive statement. Wait, where is it? Oh, I removed it. Damn it. Yeah. All swans are white. That is an inductive statement. We need to... As soon as we find one black swan, we have disproven the statement. It's the same with this. So to be able to make this statement, we have to look at a sufficient number, and then we make the statement. These traits probably, that's what science does. It says that these traits probably are passed from generation to generation. If that makes sense? Just me is not enough. Adventure 95 says, but some traits may die due to cataclysmic events. Yeah. Then it still follows, right? Some had traits. Some had, like, luck could be a trait, right? Like, a cataclysmic event. Are you well suited to survive a cataclysmic event or not? Right? That's part of evolution as well. Or the traits being selectively culled out of from the species. Wait. Some traits may die due to cataclysmic event or just random events, or the trait being selectively culled out from the species. Yeah. Right, and then that trait did not help them with their survival. It's why they call it self-evident, because it is fairly straightforward. It is a straightforward statement. Let's see. Culled out from the species, or certain mutations happen that becomes more dominant and more useful. Yeah, that is what happens. Blasphemous says, wow, how thirsty guys on social media are. It would have to be a vagina with teeth. with how thirsty guys on social media are. Oh, that's why it was a thought experiment, right? That if stuff changed, so in that thought experiment, the thirst would have to go, right? But it wouldn't happen, yeah, no. Adventure 95 says, also, some genes hide in generations and then appear later on in the individual's grandchildren. Yeah. They are then passed from generation to generation. Like, genes are... Like, from my understanding, well, when I studied this from a psychological standpoint, right? I studied psychology. Genes are potential. Like the nature versus nurture debate. So genes are the nature. That is passed along. Nurture, it's like something happens to you that triggers this gene. It's not like... Just because your father is an alcoholic doesn't mean that you are an alcoholic. It means you have a greater potential to become an alcoholic. Yeah, so genes, I see them as potential. The traits from a genetic standpoint. But that's just me, right? I don't have any sources on that perspective. Not close at hand, anyway. I don't even know if I read that or if that is my own interpretation of what happens. Let's see. Also some genes... Oh, there we go. Colgate Innotap says, but traits cannot be passed is for all statement. It's a for all statement. Yeah. Can be passed. That is a for all statement. It can be proved in the physical world. Oh, you can make a general... Here is the cat you don't see, by the way. Hello. The imaginary... It is a for all statement. Wait. No, wait, it's the traits cannot be passed. Yeah, that is a for all statement. Got a point. It cannot be proved in the physical world. That's what I'm talking about, Colgating on Tap. We're not talking about proofs. Talking about falsifiability. We're not talking about maths. We're talking about inductive science. And I can actually imagine even that happens, that some person... Oh, right. If, like, some people cannot have children, so they cannot pass their traits from generation to generation. That's not enough, right? You need to find a phenomenon, right? A phenomenon that says that shows that traits cannot be passed. Which is quite absurd, right? We even have idioms because traits are passed. And that is why they claim it is self-evident, even though I don't like that. But we've made so many observations that have someone managing to find this, it's so out of this world, so it's even difficult to imagine what it would look like. That is why they call it self-evident, I suppose. Still, Colgatinotab says, I still don't see how evolution hypothesis is falsifiability. Well, that's the thing, right? Just because that's the point. Nobody has managed to falsify it yet. It's still, I mean, this is a black and white statement. Well, it's a probability statement. No, traits can be passed down from generation to generation. You can see someone claiming traits cannot be passed down from generation to generation. Like if DNA was just a hoax, it was not a real thing, and it gets uncovered that DNA is not a real thing, and we don't have any method of passing down traits from generation to generation. Right? There's the theory is a collection of statements, right? Statements that have been studied. It's like the way to disprove gravity becomes way easier. You need to start floating away. If you start floating away, you disprove gravity. Right? It's more black and white. So you only need to find one situation where traits cannot be passed down, but that has to be for everybody, right? There can be a million different statements that says, well, trait, I don't fucking know. I don't know how to answer your question here, Colgating on Tap. I don't even know if, like, we're talking about natural selection now rather than evolution itself. But falsifying, it would be falsifying any of these statements. That's all you have to do, Colgating on Tap. Falsify. You say that they cannot be falsified. I say that they can. Well, I would say that they can't. Probably can't. I would assume they can't. But that's the point of science, right? Trying to. Nobody has managed to, so me figuring out how to do it, or you figuring out how to do it, it's not really viable. Just like us figuring out how to start floating, levitating, is also, it's not really viable, us figuring out how to do that, if it was that easy. Like, I would say that God is probably falsifiable, but like, there is no man up in the clouds, therefore there is no God. There is no Santa Claus on the North Pole, therefore there is no Santa Claus, right? If you say that God exists in everything, then whatever I say, whatever attitude, no, whatever statement I make about the world, you can say God exists in that. And I guess that's the same thing, right? You can always say that traits can be passed down from generation to generation. Fuck, I feel like I'm lacking some certain point of knowledge in this question. It's an interesting question, Colgating on Tap. Like, is this a hypothesis? No. No. These are not even hypotheses. These are facts. These are observations. So what is the hypothesis then? Is there a hypothesis of evolution? Evolution is the change in heritable characteristics of biological population over successive generations. What about theory of evolution? Can I search for the theory of evolution? Or will it just take us over here? Yeah. So what is this? These characteristics are the expressions of genes that are passed on from parent to offspring during reproduction. Different characteristics tends to... here we go. The scientific theory of evolution by natural selection was conceived independently by Charles Darwin and Alfred Russel Wallace in the mid-19th century and was set out to detail in Darwin's book, The Origin of Species. Where does species come from? The hypothesis is that it comes from our parents and their parents. That's the hypothesis. Right? Like, my traits comes from my parents. That's the hypothesis, right? So what kind of experiment can one do? Yeah, that's finding traits that are not found in the parents or grandfathers, right? Finding traits that came from somewhere else. But that's actually, they're copying out there because they're saying random mutations. That changes happens through random mutations, which kind of makes it unfalsifiable, doesn't it? I'm not sure. That's an interesting thing, though. Alright, I got stuck on that chat bit, so let's catch up, see what people are saying. Adventure95 says women usually are often the decision makers in most species. Interesting, I did not know that. Know that they are in some. But it can really go in any way. Yeah. I was talking about humans, right? Like ravens usually work as families until their kids gets old enough and can leave to make their own families. Yeah, but who decides who get laid? It's usually the females. Well, I don't know about ravens, but in humanities, in the humanity happens. Blasphemous linked this. Adventure95 gave some hearts to the kitty. Very nice, very nice. Epigenetics. In biology, epigenetics is the study of a heritable phenotype. Phenotype is the term used in genetics for the composite observable characteristics of traits of an organism. Alright. Studied of heritable changes that do not involve alterations in the DNA sequence. Oh, we have traits that does not come from the DNA sequence? Oh, I did not know that. Nature versus nurture? Epi, what does epi mean? Here we go. Prefix epi. Over, outside of, around. That's nature versus nurture then. So this is nurture? I mean, that is one way to... one type of heritability, right? The Greek prefix in epigenetics implies features that are on top of or in addition to the traditional genetic basis for inheritance. Yeah? Epigenetics most often involves changes that affect gene activity and expression. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, right? Gene is the potential, but something else happens to express that gene or activate that gene. Oh, also this is what I was talking about before, but the term can also be used to describe any heritable phenotypic change. Such effects on cellular and physiological phenotypic traits, oh man, difficult words, may result from external or environmental factors, or be part of a normal development. Yeah, external, there we go, nature, nurture. The standard definition of epigenetics requires these alterations to be heritable in the progeny of either cells or organisms. Didn't understand that last bit. Colgidinotab says, but to be falsifiable is a negation that needs to be provable. Again, we're using that word again. Provable. It's science comes from an inductive, right? You only need to observe it enough times. You don't need to prove it like you have to do. Proofs in maths, you have to show it. You have to show it, right? You need to observe it over and over. That's usually how science does, right? There's 3 parts to science. There is the rationality bit, which is inductive and deductive reasoning, right? Figuring stuff out, making up hypotheses, valid hypotheses, good ideas. There is the empiricism, it's the observations of reality. And there's the pragmatism. How useful is it in explaining whatever that is we're trying to explain? Right? And so, if you find it enough times that, well, look here, this trait is not heritable. Like, it's not inherited. Look at it. This trait, always, it just shows up randomly. Or it shows up from another cause. If you show that over and over and over again, then you have found that trait, that specific trait cannot be passed down from generation to generation. And that, I don't think that would be enough, right? Because of paradigm shift takes ages to go through, even in science. But that's, what's that called? It's an outlier, no? It's a anomaly from the theory. The theory has a big fucking hole in it that the theory cannot explain. And that would lead to more and more people looking into, over time, looking into this anomaly, right? That the theory cannot explain. So it would be a huge fucking undertaking. It wouldn't be just simple like a proof. It wouldn't be a proof. Because that's not what science does, not like in maths. Oh, Blasphemous says, for anyone that wants it, the latest patch for Cyberpunk 2077 seems to have fixed some performance issues. Nice. I'm getting an extra 20 FPS since I tried it last week. Very nice, very nice. He continues, if I was on Windows instead of Linux, I'm sure I would be getting a constant 60 frames per second. Nice, nice. But the fact, we can study heritability. Since we can study it, we can look at parents, we can look at the children, we can look at their parents, we can look at their grandchildren, and we can do that over and over and over. Therefore, it's falsifiability. It's a falsifiable thing to study, right? We cannot look at God. Therefore, God is not unfalsifiable. There is no observable God to look at. That is how it becomes falsifiable, I think. Does that make sense? Colgatinotab says, let's say that there are child and parent who share no traits. Yeah, both parents then. Mother, father, child. The child has no traits similar to the children, right? For example, 2 brown-eyed parents and a blue-eyed child. Blue-eyed child. That would be super fucking interesting, right? That would be an anomaly from the theory of evolution. That would be an observable anomaly. And that we would need to find more of them, of course, because that's not proof. That's an example that says that, well, our model is mistaken somehow. So they could falsify. No, yeah, that wouldn't falsify evolutionary theory. Like, I'm pretty sure it would be a step towards it, right? Because that would be an anomaly. It wouldn't like, people wouldn't just say, oh, that's it, evolution is all bad, because it could just be a hoax, it could be an adoption, right? It could be any other explanation, and that would what people would believe for a long time. But if it happens over and over and over again, it's like we were talking about that like at the start of the stream. That's anecdotal, right? If we just find one, it's anecdotal. It is not proof or disproof of anything. We need to find it over and over again and make a statistical analysis. Because science is inductive, not deductive. Again, let's say we even find them. We still can't falsify evolutionary theory because we can't know that they share no traits, as there could be a trait that we missed. I mean, that would be enough though. Like the child having blue eyes when both parents had brown eyes. That would be enough to look into what happened, because the theory would not be able to explain it. So it would be a hole in the theory. So we didn't need to find, if we looked at both parents and grandparents, like that's even better. If we look at grandparents, parents, well, that's 6 with the grandparents and one child, and like all of them having brown eyes and the child having blue eyes. That would be super fucking interesting from the evolutionary standpoint, right? Because that is not explained by the evolutionary theory. According to the evolutionary theory, that should not happen. So that would be not disproving it, but it would be a step in that direction. So you would start comparing DNA on the kids and make more and more experiments on this specific individual. But even though we found a lot of it, that would not be enough to disprove. I don't like that word in the context, as you have noticed, but it would be a step in that direction. Colgatinotap says, exists statement work in the same way in math and science. We need a single instance. Yeah, we found a single instance, but science is not deductive, so we don't have proofs in science, Colgatinotap. That's what I'm saying. But the logical statement, yeah, that breaks down. But that's the pragmatic part of science, right? Is it useful? And just one example in all of humanity does not break the usefulness of this model. One example doesn't break the usefulness. That's the pragmatic part of it, right? But the theory just needs to pass some traits. Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's why I said, right, it's not enough for this to happen once. You need it to happen a lot of times. But the first thing you need is to find examples in the world that are not explainable through evolution. And that is what happens over and over and over again, that stuff is explainable by the theory of evolution. Could you explain to me, like I was 5, the chain of events that would falsify evolution theory? Alright, you did understand the example of the blue-eyed child, right? Find 1,000 blue-eyed children with their parents and grandparents. Find 1,000 children like that. Find 2,000. Find 5,000. Find 10,000. If you find that, Like there is some place, right? What happens is it's not a black and white disprove as you're trying to make it into. It's every example chips away. It chips away. It takes a little bit of the strength. It takes off a little bit of the strength of the theory. It makes the theory weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Until, if you find enough, it will eventually get abandoned over a long period of time. We're talking 100 years? I don't know. Like, it would take a long time. And this happening over and over and over again. You would need to find that anomaly, and you need to find it again and again and again and again and again. Does that make sense, Colgate in on tap? I'm late today again. But ooh, I'm level 15. I needed something at level 15, didn't I? Oh, we have this. Your shield breaks, violently damaging all near enemies. Ooh, it doesn't say how much damage. More. The amount of damage dealt by the shockwave of an explosion or some other. Wait. It just says that we do get area damage. It doesn't say how much. Whenever your shield breaks, it releases a static discharge that has a chance to stun nearby enemy. I like that better. Temporarily invulnerable? No, I like the stun.
Yes.
Blasphemous says, this is not Night in the Woods. Yeah, it's time to change. It was just, there was something that happened at level 15 that I wanted to look into, but we can do that tomorrow. Yeah, we can do that tomorrow. Just get Night in the Woods up and running. Let's see. Get in on tab says, that sounds similar to falsifying there is no God. There is no God. You need to find 1,000. No, you only. No. You need to find God, but you need to find 10,000 examples of there being a God. It's not 10,000 different gods. It's one observation. One observation 10,000 times. Reproducibility, right? And I'm not even sure that there is no God. Is that falsifiable even? There is no God. Yeah, by finding a God, right? If God came out of the sky and just said to humanity, oh, do this, and all of humanity heard it, there is a God, right? That observation has to be made. Yeah, so it's not really about falsifying there is no God. It was like Node Runner said earlier. It is not my job to falsify there is no God. There is anyone who makes the claim that there is a God. The responsibility lies with them to make the studies. Right? Just like it is the people who do the evolutionary claim that this is how the world works, it is on them to make the studies, trying to falsify it. that's how science works. It is not the Christian's responsibility to disprove evolution. It is the responsibility of the scientists to build a strong enough case for evolution, for the model. Oh, it works again. Oh, fucker. I've been claiming to be playing Night in the Woods all day. Whoops. Clickbaiting. It happens. Does that make sense? Colgate in on tap? Whoops.